And good evening, everybody. Welcome to another primetime edition here of On Deck. With, of course, here's truly Charles Prodigy Richie. Right now, on this 4th of July weekend, right now, we are one day away from celebrating America's birthday coming up. Hope everyone is having plans for a beautiful and safe 4th, first and foremost. And a continued thank you for all the veterans and people that pour lines to enable us to have the freedom that we have in this country. Just want to salute everyone right now. But once again, if you guys want to follow me, you can definitely check me out on social media. You can definitely do so. You can follow me at Prodigy Richie. For the Metal Steel podcast on Twitter, it is at Metal Steel CGR and at Metal Steel Nation on Instagram. So we got plenty of stuff to get into right now. We're going to be kicking off the first 40 minutes of the show. NBA fast break here as we're awaiting the winner of the Bucks Hawks series right now. It is game 6 currently right now, and currently the Milwaukee Bucks right now have a 4-point lead over the Bucks at the end of the first quarter. It is 28-24. Giannis Antetokounmpo, who had a hyperextended left knee earlier in the series, who was ruled out for game 5. You had in his place in that game right there for that time, and yeah, I mean you saw the team step up right there. With everything going on, they were able to win that contest at home, and boy, they definitely took care of business against the Hawks. I mean, when you look at, the Hawks have been playing a terrific playoff so far. But I want to begin first and foremost right now. Since the Bucks did win that game pretty decisively by 11 points, they won that game. And you look at where they're at right now. And and you got like CP3, Chris Paul, who's had his first finals appearance in his 16th season in the NBA. Will the same translate for Giannis Antetokounmpo right now? Guy who may have to watch from the bench right now. So far as we know, like I said, according to Malika Andrews right now, he was able to do some work on the court today. According to head coach Mike Budenholzer, it is the first time he has done so since injuring his knee. And remember, he injured his knee back on, it was on Sunday when they took apart the Hawks 113-102, I believe it was, or Tuesday, I want to say. Yeah, it was Tuesday, excuse me, not Sunday. That's when they were on the road and they lost by 22 points in that contest right now. And that was one of the key things that Malika Andrews was saying for Giannis Antetokounmpo. That he did make the trip with the team for game 6, and he was walking up the bench in the last game gingerly, but he was able to hit the weight room. And up until today, when he was really starting to do some encore activity, that was going to be the key thing for him to, like, if he was to be able to be necessary to come back in or not. Obviously, that is not the case right now. I mean, he is still resting. I mean, getting himself ready. I would imagine if they do, it'll be a game 7. That'll be on Monday, July the 5th. Right now, the time is to be determined on that one. But let's go ahead and start off with the Phoenix Suns right now in this and this going on right now. CP3 right now. There's been a lot of debate right now going on right now. We had a lot of great point guards in this league. And so far, the oldest point guard I was able to find that was able to win a championship in his career. The oldest one I came across was Jason Kidd 10 years ago when he was part of the Mavericks that upset the superstar team of LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh in the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals right there. Now, let's not forget, the Miami Heat, they did have a 2-1 lead in that contest. Dallas Mavericks were able to weather the storm and were able to win that game win that series in 6 games in that series, and they were able to win that one in Miami. So, I mean, you look at it right there. I mean, what they've been able to do. I mean, courtesy of that. I mean, that was a tense finals right there, to say the least. I mean, when you really think about it, that was a finals right there that a lot of people really torched LeBron James in there. And when you really looked at, I mean, throughout, I mean, remember, I mean, that was a series right there, which, by the way, I mean, when you looked at, I mean, just talent, I mean, a year prior from the decision right now, I see a guy like CP3, who in his overall career right now, I mean, when you looked at where he started off with, remember, he started off with the New Orleans Hornets, I mean, early on in his career. And by the time Monty Williams was able to come and coach his team, that was their first year together, was 10 years ago. They only played one season together. Only in that season right there together, when Monty Williams, and their only season since they reunited with the Phoenix Suns. You looked at Monty Williams right there. They lost in the first round in 6 games to the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers, who go on to lose in the second round, I believe, was the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think it was the Dallas Mavericks. I'm pretty sure it was. Uh, anyway, uh, by the way, yeah, it was the Mavericks. So Lakers, they got swept in the second round. But look at a guy like Chris Paul. You look at his career right here, and you look at other guys who have been moved around the league. I mean, you look at this guy right now. He's one of the presidents of the Players Association, doing a lot for this league right here. Even trying to do some creative stuff for the All-Star game. A true representative for this game. A guy who's played 16 seasons right here, 11-time All-Star. He's never been an MVP. I thought he should have been for MVP consideration this year, but CP3, I mean, for the most part, I mean, really took a lot of guts. I mean, don't forget, it was a couple of summers ago, mind you, right now. Yeah, thanks, DJ Kimosabi. Right now, you look at 2 years ago, and I think that was a little bit of a controversial trade right there. Not controversial, but you saw like what was going on. I mean, with the Houston Rockets, by the way, at that point in time. And don't forget, I mean, CP3 and James Harden played 2 years together, had a 3 games to 2 series lead. I mean, what, over the Golden State Warriors, defending champions right there, and were not able to close the deal. And remember, he went out with an injury in game number 5, where they went up 3-2, only to lose the next 2 games, and be denied going to the NBA Finals right there. I mean, you look at those times right there. Overall, in Chris Paul's career, whatever his team has a 3 games to 2 lead, his teams are usually 9-6. A lot of people were getting concerned, as a recent memory, was he going to let another one slip by him? And he's never been to this position before. This is his first time going into it. And you think of everything going around, too. I mean, even like a guy like Devin Booker, too, has real connection with Kobe Bryant, too, by the way, the late Kobe Bryant. I mean, one of the things that he shared with him was to try and leave a legacy. And boy, I mean, I really believe he has done so. I mean, so far in this series right now, because you look at everything that has been happening right now. He didn't receive his MVP votes, but he has been leading his teams in points 5 out of his 6 seasons since coming into the league right now. And you look at Devin Booker, who this year right now, I mean, for what he's been able to do this season, this is a guy who's averaged 25.6 points a game, second career high right now, but hasn't, and he's been in this playoffs, I mean, for his first and only time. Remember, this Phoenix Suns team were not lasting to the playoffs until 2010, I believe it was. So, I mean, you look at everything, I mean, that they've been able to do together, I mean, really as a team right here. I mean, even just, I mean, CP3 and Monty Williams right there. I mean, they definitely look like a father and son type tandem. I mean, just getting a chance to work with each other once again. And you see, I mean, what they've been able to do. I mean, listen, they've been able to right now, I mean, like, punch their way into like a history right now. I mean, as far as you think about it, I mean, listen, they beat the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, injury or no injury. When you truly look at it, I mean, Anthony Davis was definitely key when he went down with his injury back in the first round, and you knew it was pretty much game over for the Lakers and how much more they could hold on to. But like I said too, I also look at it right now. I mean, with this Suns team right now, I mean, going on and what they got to prove. I mean, you swept last year's Western Conference Finals runner-up in the Denver Nuggets in the second round, but which congratulations once again to Nikola Jokic, who got the MVP for the season. But you look at what they've been able to pull off right here. I mean, then also too, I mean, just being a dangerous Clippers team who just kept gaining momentum and just more confidence as time went on. I mean, you really look at what they've been able to figure out. I mean, from that standpoint, and what they've been playing with. I mean, this is a team who's overcame back-to-back deficits of 2 games and none deficits right now. And we're able to do that all in the first time in franchise history in this year's playoffs. And so, I mean, you look at it right there, too. And then you also saw what Patrick Beverly did, that little shove from behind on CP3, which is pretty dirty. I mean, he did apologize on Twitter. I'm not sure if there's a phone call, but that was definitely totally inexcusable right there. I mean, I heard Skip Bayless said that in many ways, Chris Paul was kind of considered a dirty player at times. I mean, throughout his career doing some stuff, his share of marks, and was not a well-liked guy, which I have a hard time believing. But at the same time, it is what it is right now. The Phoenix Suns right now trying to end an 0 for 2 drought in NBA Finals history. They've been to the dance 2 times separately. Once back in 1976 when they lost to the Celtics, and then in 1993, Michael Jordan, Sky Pippen's three-peat Bulls, by the way, which also, by the way, Sky Pippen, who's been a topic of controversy to say the least. I mean, calling Phil Jackson some racist, basically, and some racial actions by not having him take like the final shot in 1994, second round against the New York Knicks, and then how he's outlashed at Kobe Bryant when he'd written that book, took a year off, and then was able to come back the following season. And this was all after being destroyed in the finals by the Pistons when Shaquille O'Neal was last on the team with them. I mean, Pippen was mad at how Phil Jackson kind of made that relationship a little uncomfortable with him and Kobe Bryant. And so you look at it right now. I mean, aside from the Phoenix Suns right now, and then one of the things too that stood out, ESPN did a documentary prior to the start of the season with Rachel Nichols, I believe Stephen A. Smith, that was unfolding. Chris Paul said he was listening to the song "Mary Mary" by that name on the day that when the Thunder deal went down. This was 2 years ago. Basically, I believe it was on July 15th or the 16th. But he was going into his mid-30s at that point in time when you look at it. I think it was 33 going on 34 that season. But he said when you're in your mid-30s still chasing basketball ghosts and your whole resume is still questioned by the masses because of the shortcomings suffered on this sort of stage, you have no other choice but to keep going. And so as I wrote in detail back in late April, you make the best of an unexpected situation, eventually play your way back into the middle and play into the minds of basketball fans everywhere. And that deal was struck back on July 19th, where the Rockets sent the Thunder 2 first-round picks in 2024 and 2026, along with 2021, 2025. Chris Paul, amazingly, even without Russell Westbrook, which was a guy that at the time the Rockets front office was able to get in their guy right there. I mean, you look at it, and it proved out to not be the greatest decision. I mean, eventually the Houston Rockets, they did go down in 5 games in the next round to the LA Lakers, who would eventually be the NBA champions that year. And the Houston Rockets, like I said, when you look at everything, I mean, going on right now, I mean, with Fertitta, of course, executive Daryl Morey. I mean, that was a team that was really rolling dice, wanting to go all in. I mean, for everything. I mean, when you look at Tillman Fertitta, I mean, he was a guy who was willing to go all out, get everything going on. But like I said, I think that was the one biggest loss on Chris Paul's career, even though he was not healthy. Despite that, was back in 2018. He had injury in Game 5. It was not the same for that moment, and so here he is right now. Finally, kept knocking on the door his whole career, and here he is in the NBA Finals right now. So looking to see who will be right now. Remember, the Milwaukee Bucks, they have command over the Atlanta Hawks so far. We're going to go ahead and take a quick short break. We're going to go swing things over into Western Conference Finals right now and see what else we got. You're watching and listening to On Deck, of course, is yours truly, me, Charles Prodigy Richey. Don't move a muscle.
He's got it! That's a winner!